Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Salman Khan from Baycliff Dental. As you know, I've got Mr. McKenna with me today, and I'm wanting to have a chat with Mr. McKenna with regards to the journey we've had. We've had a very interesting journey from the outset of our treatment. So I'm going to have a chat with Mr. McKenna, and he will explain how we have had some treatment elsewhere and how Baycliff has been able to help. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good. You?
Nice. I'm very good. Thank you. Nice to see you.
No, and you?
So, Owen, just talk us through what was the initial concerns you had before coming here, what trouble you were having with your teeth. How has that worked out throughout the journey for you?
That's a long story. Starts off with a family trait where we have problems with anaesthesia. It never used to work. So my teeth were in quite poor condition. We ended up finding a place in Kirkby Lonsdale, private practice. And he said the best thing to do would be to take out all the bottom teeth, put a set of implants in, and take it from there. The types he used though were, like a spike, and it was like a friction fit, and you had to sort of knock them down. But every time we went back to take them off to have the final measurements, they'd pull an implant out with it. After about the fourth implant that came out, it was, starting to look somewhere else. There's a lot of other things with it.
When you were taking the prosthesis out, the implant came out with it?
Yeah. They were like, the way to describe metal spikes that stuck up from the implant.
Yeah.
And the denture had like cone shapes inside them, and
Friction grip, yeah.
Knocked them down like a little rubber mallet. And then he had to use like a little slide hammer to take them out, like a hook and a pull. And every time he did it, it sort of pulled an implant out my jaw, which was fun. Yeah, but right from the word go, the first set of dentures that he put on, you could see them when I closed my mouth. My mouth was half open when the teeth was closed, so I was like, yeah. And since then, it was from dentist to dentist, trying to find someone who could manage the pain and rectify his work. So,
how did you come to know of ourselves here at Baycliff?
Believe it or not, it was just a Google search. I looked for a company that had plenty of reviews. The first company that I went to when I started researching stuff didn't have any. So I thought, right, I'll go for one with a bit of history. So I looked around, found it was down the road. I booked the appointment, come and see you. So yeah, it was I think 4 different dentists. So and a professor as well.
Yes. So when Mr. McKenna came to us, as he's just explained, that there was quite a lot going on in the lower arch, and we were trying to figure out the best way possible. So initially, you were quite apprehensive about thinking about sedation. How was that?
Actually, the sedation, I was the first dentist I went to. He was happy to sedate me, which I was happy about because the pain control, obviously. The thought of having I think I had 12 teeth left, all in pieces, which he took out, and so yeah, the sedation, I was quite happy with that. But he was one of the things, he was terrible at it. It took him 11 goes to try and find a vein. I had 6 pinpricks all with me, and then 5 on the other one. But no, the sedation part of it, no, I actually preferred that. And then when people were starting telling me that because of my weight, I couldn't have that safely done. My only apprehension with local anaesthetic is, like I said, it never worked before. So he offered to give it a go. We tried. It worked, so I carried on with it. So it's that's how we started with that. So.
So from thinking about sedation, you came to Baycliff, we had a chat about other options.
Yeah.
We looked into doing some local anesthetic, and the trial worked fantastic.
Yep.
And then we said, you know what, let's pursue this further, this treatment, and see how things go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What sort of treatment have you had with ourselves here?
It was the remaining implants that were in my jaw taken out. I think there was like half of one.
Yeah.
I think I've still got bits of tools buried in my jaw, which caused more harm than good to take out.
Yeah.
Fresh set of implants. They will do some bone shaving and bone grafting done. Right. Yeah, it was quite extensive, you know, and I know none of it was easy. I think I was in the chair from 9 o'clock till 4 in the afternoon one day, wasn't I?
Long day.
Yeah. So at least the chair didn't come up the ground like the last one did. So rattled the bolts loose. So.
Okay. The transition from teeth, the implants, dentures, and then finally having the all-on-4.
Yeah.
How has this had an impact overall in your mental well-being, physical well-being, your overall health?
I think the mental well-being is the biggest point, and that covers all of it.
Always.
You know, I'm not worried about. I had implants that I had done previously that actually broken in half. The denture had broken in half while I was eating. So if you can imagine, they were still sort of attached, but in half, flopping around, and I couldn't get to see him for a couple of days. It was the permanent concern that something's going to go wrong down the line, you know, because like I said, when you have to try and glue your teeth back together because you can't get an appointment, you know. Yeah, it was always the constant worry. There's the, you know, nothing ever felt right, nothing, and then it just switched to excuse me, almost like a hollow denture just to sit over the spikes while, you know, because nothing fitted, it just sort of hide it all. And you start thinking, you know, the age you are, you shouldn't be having this kind of problem.
Absolutely not. How do you feel now?
Oh, a million times better. You know, it's the risk of sounding cheesy, it's life-changing, you know what I mean? It's you can eat properly, you know, like I said, I'm not got the worry that it's going to break in half or an implant is going to pop out while I'm chewing something, you know, so yeah, big difference.
Yeah. I think the challenge is always going from. It's a bit unsettling anyway, going from one clinician to the other, especially with that sort of experience. It doesn't help anyone. But then I think the rectification has thankfully been in the right time, the right way. And one of the biggest achievements I feel that we've managed to do is not talk you out of sedation, but at least explain to you that there are ways of managing things. And there is ways of managing pain control, especially with a local anesthetic. Because the parameters of safety was with sedation, we had a few concerns with that. And that's why we thought that let us look at alternatives. And thankfully that's worked for you so well that I feel that you feel a lot more confident having to walk in here and think about having something done. What do you think about that?
Definitely, because like I said, I've like I say, once in the family, there's a problem with the anaesthetic not working properly. My dad's got it, my sister's got it, and I've got it. And before that, even way before me getting the first lot of big work done, I've had dentists throw in the towel because they couldn't numb the area, and I've ended up in the dental hospital in Liverpool. And even they struggled. I was in there for nearly 2.5 hours. In one chair when obviously they had the students having a go. They tried 3 or 4 times. They went back and got the supervisor, whatever you want to call it, and they ended up having to sign out a more powerful one, like a nerve blocker. You know, went up here basically. You know, stopped everything from there down
to freeze the whole jaw. Yeah,
and that was for a filling.
Right.
You know, so no, it's always been the same. I've always either just had to suck it up and get on with it, and you know. So I'm going to bear it if I can, or go away, come back, or, you know, that's why my teeth are in such a mess. So, Yeah, no, I'm definitely more confident coming in now. Like I said, you come across as soft when you keep on saying stop, 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 but it's not. I can, you still feel it's like water sometimes. That's all you were putting in. So, yeah, but he has been like marvelous. That when we tried it and it was like, well, no, I can't feel it. Crack on with it, So, yeah.
Start to end, how many years has this taken?
6 years now.
6 years now.
Yeah, it was 6 years in March gone. So, I've been patient.
Very patient. I mean, that's a hell of a time, isn't it? To try and get things right. Okay. What's your recommendation for somebody who is sort of in the same situation or in your shoes where trying to get something done, thinking about implants, but there's an apprehension, sedation, this, that. What are your suggestions?
The only thing I could suggest now would be do your research. Find someone with good credentials and look for reviews, that kind of stuff. Give it a go. If you don't sort of chance it and have a go, then you're gonna stay with bad teeth. And how that affects you.
I think you've obviously had the treatment, but we've had a lot of things to learn as well. And I think it is definitely very heartwarming to hear that we've been able to help you so much from what was the initial phase of treatment that you've had and the experiences, and thankfully now it's a success story that this has now been completed.
Well, you've been the only dentist to actually do what they said they were going to do, so
Well, that's helpful.
It's absolutely, yeah.
That's very
believe it or
helpful.
not, that's high praise. That really is. So.
No, definitely. No, thank you very much. I'm glad, and I think the journey doesn't end here. Because maintenance is, we've spoke about this, I think.
It's maintenance I can put up with.
Yeah,
it'll be a breeze.
Absolutely, it's crucial. Because the high-end treatment that you've had, the all-on-4, it's, as anything of dentistry is concerned, it does require that constant maintenance. So I'm sure we'll be seeing you on a 6-monthly basis and taking care of things from there.
Definitely.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I hope that this gives you an idea of what sort of treatments are available, and thankfully things can be turned around. The biggest thing for me is if you do listen to the patient's concerns appropriately, 9 times out of 10 you can find a solution which can be delivered in reasonable amount of time. Obviously, Mr. McKenna's case is slightly different. It was a bit more complex, but generally speaking, things like the all-on-4 are almost a miracle worker, and it makes such a massive difference that if you have a failing dentition or things are not going the right way, there's certainly things that we can do. So thank you very much for joining us, and if there's any appointments you'd like to book, then by all means do give us a call. Thank you very much.